The sweet smell of success.
Are you ready?
What's going on, everyone? For WrestleTrivia, I'm your host, Kevin J. Callis.
Yeah.
And you're watching Wrestling Jeopardy, the ultimate interactive game show where you're the contestant.
I want you to be my champion.
Let's go to the board now and check out the categories you'll be quizzed on in this episode. And make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, starting with a visual category, action figures, followed by before and after. Here's an example of a clue from this category. If I say the Samoan submission machine and he who appears when you say his name, the correct answer would be Samoa Joe Hendry. Our third category is an oldie but a goodie, repackaged wrestlers. Up next will be high flyers. And our fifth and final category, voted on by the members of this channel, the WrestleTrivia Maniacs. The choices were LOL moments, OMG moments, and WTF moments. And the winner is OMG moments. All right, that sound means it's time for the 200-point jobber round. This is the easiest round in Wrestling Jeopardy.
Big match at my house. I'll bring my guys. You have yours.
Let's jump right into the first clue from Action Figures. Name this wrestler. All right, everybody, say with me. Grab them cakes. The correct answer, who is the Junkyard Dog? And that brings us to the second clue of the job around from Before and After, the hardcore persona of Mick Foley and the All-American American. Who is Cactus Jack Swagger? Moving on to the third clue of the job around, in 1997, the fake Diesel was repackaged into this wrestler. A fun fact here, the fake Diesel somehow made it to the final three in the 1997 Royal Rumble, but that wound up being his final televised appearance, as he would soon be repackaged into The Undertaker's long-lost brother. The correct answer, that's gotta be Kane.
All right, Chico.
We're on to the fourth clue of the job around. When this celebrated high flyer entered the 2016 Royal Rumble at number 3, fans of his erupted in phenomenal fashion. No, they don't want none. No, they don't want none of the phenomenal AJ Styles. And let's close out the job around with this clue. Brock Lesnar sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe at this WrestleMania when he ended The Undertaker's revered winning streak. And this OMG moment occurred at WrestleMania 30. All right, hopefully you survived the job around and didn't have this happen to you.
I'm getting kicked down by Kevin right now. Oh.
Shout out to Dante Toro of Stash Club Wrestling fame. He's got his own channel. He's doing Wrestling Jeopardy on it. Please do me a favor and check him out. Let's jump into the 400-point round. Another visual clue. Name this wrestler. Hailing from Tacula, Mexico, which is actually not even a real city, this action figure is Tito Santana. Moving on to the 400-point clue from Before and After, the eighth wonder of the world, and El Gigante's WWE name. And the correct answer, who is Andre the Giant Gonzalez? And that brings us to the third clue of the 400-point round. In 2016, Emma was repackaged into this wrestler. Well, sort of. Has there ever been a longer build for something with absolutely zero payoff? The correct answer, who is Emelina? Here comes the fourth clue of the 400-point round from High Flyers. On his debut night in WWE, Rey Mysterio launched himself off the top of a steel cage onto Christian and Lance Storm, who at the time were members of this anti-American stable. And Ray was there to rescue John Cena and Edge from a brutal attack by the Un-Americans. And let's close out the 400-point round with this clue from OMG Moments. This former prison guard ruined the funeral of the Big Show's father. Trying to put the fun in funeral back in 1999 was the Big Boss Man. All right, 10 questions down, 15 to go, plus the daily double and final Jeopardy. The difficulty level will be ramped up considerably in this round.
So be brave and be strong.
Let's kick things off with this clue from Action Figures. Name this wrestler. And that's one half of the British Bulldogs, who is the Dynamite Kid. We're on to another clue from Before and After, this one worth 600 points. The first female TNA Hall of Famer and the masked handler of Kamala. Who is Gail Kim Chi? Moving on to some more repackaged wrestlers for 600. In 2022, A-Kid was repackaged into this wrestler.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Who is Axiom? Here comes the 600-point clue from High Flyers. Shane McMahon executed one of the most eye-popping and dangerous splashes in WWE history against the Big Show in this type of match at Backlash 2001. Perhaps the most daring performer in WWE history. What is a last man standing match? And let's finish up the 600-point round with some more OMG moments. Snitsky taunted Lita and punted a fake baby into the crowd when he confronted her on this wrestling talk show. Just remember, it wasn't his fault, people. But the correct answer is Chris Jericho's highlight reel.
Gave the little guy a good boot, and away he went.
Here comes the 800-point clue from Action Figures. Name this wrestler. This stoic pillar of power is the mighty Hercules Hernandez. And that brings us to the second clue of the 800-point round from Before and After. Before and After is probably my favorite category that I get to do research on and come up with answers for. If you have any that you want to share with me, make sure you leave some in the comments below. But first, let's take on this daily double. You need to place your wager. All right, time is up. Here comes this episode's daily double clue. The Goon's prior persona and WWE's resident tax collector. And the answer, that would be Wild Bill, Irwin R. Shyster. Moving on to the third clue of the 800-point round. In 1998, Earthquake was repackaged into this wrestler. Forced to wear a mask by Vince McMahon because he had lost so much weight that Vince thought no one would recognize him as the Earthquake, John Tenta became the South Park obsessed oddity known as Golga. Hey, you guys! Here comes another clue from High Flyers. Said to have been Bruce Lee's final student, this international high-flying daredevil encountered most of his success in WCW, where he was a two-time cruiserweight champion. At one point in his career, he even held 10 championships at the same time. Who is Ultimo Dragon? Let's finish up the 800-point round, shall we, with this OMG moment. In April of 1998, DX attempted to invade WCW when Nitro was live from this Virginia arena. And that would be the Norfolk Scope.
We are going down! Down where? Down there!
Here comes the most difficult round in Wrestling Jeopardy. It's the main event. If you think you're a die-hard wrestling trivia aficionado, these 5 questions are guaranteed to put your knowledge to the test.
Biatch!
All right, here comes the final clue from Action Figures. Name this wrestler. Another fun little fact here, he was the first person to ever bench press over 700 pounds. Who is Ted Arcidi? And that brings us to the final clue from Before and After. Camp Cornette Loudmouth Litigator and the new Nexus's 300-pound powerhouse. And that would be Clarence Mason Ryan. Moving on to the final clue from Repackaged Wrestlers. In 2008, Deuce was repackaged into this wrestler. A second-generation star who hailed from the Fiji Islands, who is Sim Snuka. And speaking of the Snuka family, we're on to the 1,000-point clue from High Flyers. While Jimmy Snuka's breathtaking leap off a steel cage onto Don Morocco in 1983 is a highlight reel for the ages, the Superfly actually performed this stunt a year prior in a match against this wrestler. And while Snuka successfully splashed onto the Magnificent One in 1982, his 15-foot dive missed then WWE Champion Bob Backlund. And let's close out the board with this final OMG moment. At the 2015 TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs pay-per-view, Kalisto performed a Salida del Sol on this wrestler through a ladder bridged between another ladder and the ring ropes. You know, I wonder if I should change my name to Kevin J. Kalisto.
Very good.
The correct answer to this question, who is Jey Uso? All right, don't go anywhere. It's Final Jeopardy time. Let's find out what this episode's Final Jeopardy category is. Stone Cold Crazy. I wonder what this one's gonna be about.
What?
I said, I wonder what this one's gonna be about.
Yeah.
Never mind. Go ahead and place your wager now. All right, time is up. Here is this episode's Final Jeopardy clue. In a moment that has become legendary in pro wrestling history, the Rattlesnake barreled down to the ring, driving a Zamboni into this famous NHL hockey arena. Was it A, the Joe Louis Arena, B, Maple Leaf Gardens, C, the Nassau Coliseum, or D, Reunion Arena? Good luck. And this memorable stone cold crazy event happened at the then home of the Detroit Red Wings, what is Joe Louis Arena. And that does it for another episode of Wrestling Jeopardy. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out all of our other Wrestling Jeopardy episodes. My name is Kevin J. Callis, and I'll see you next time.